Go, go, Gadget 8-0. Josh Morton at the top of your screen, kicking things off with an island go. Passes the turn to Hron, winner of Pro Tour Geneva. Kicking things off here with a dual land. Nothing going on just as of yet. No 2-drop from Josh's side of things. Did we find one for Hron? Because he drafted a bunch of them.
He drafted a bunch. Probably has one, yeah.
Yeah. Sultai Devotee. Spectral Denial says no thanks.
Right. Just building up here. Ooh.
Oh, it's just clean Jeskai.
Oh, Tursa Lightbringer. Very good card.
Ditching Seize Opportunity and the Woundsguard Crag.
Yep. Yeah, great, great card here. And if you ever can just play anything for free, then we're talking.
Oh, yeah. Free stuff. Magic players love free stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, Hron taking some damage here, but it's just 3. Doesn't have to just kill it immediately if he has a removal spell. Just running out the Champion of Doosan instead. It's like, hey, if you want to kill this and deal 3 damage to me, I'm still okay right now.
Yeah. And we'll get those life totals updated shortly. Jeskai Brushmaster number 1. There's 2 of these in Josh's deck.
That one is much scarier,
Yeah.
and that is certainly the type of card where if you do have, for example, a Piercing Exhale here, might want to just fire that off before Josh can untap, cast a spell in response, and use the Prowess trigger to fizzle the effect.
Yeah. Bit of a think here now from Hron, where he wants to go with his turn. Champion of Doosan, not so great against Double Striker.
Yeah, not at all. But Reputable Merchant does turn it into a 5/3, but you can also, if you put it on the champion, you can't still attack that well because Josh can still block with the Tursa. So it looks like Mike's just looking to kind of spread the power and toughness between the 2 creatures instead of kind of putting it all on the Champion of Doosan. This way, if Josh has a removal spell, you still have a decent-sized creature in play that's capable of trading with the Tursa Lightbringer.
Yeah. And then when it dies as well, giving the counter to the champion, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so if you have a removal spell, you probably want to kill the champion.
Yeah. Then buff up the tortoise with the renew effect.
Yeah.
It's not a tortoise, it's a human citizen. The Reputable Merchant is not the tortoise. I need to keep reminding myself that.
Right. Molten Exhale.
All right.
Okay.
So, Merchant down.
Maybe another removal spell? Oh, tap.
Sure. That's a... Yeah.
That is 11 damage coming in?
Jeez.
Wow.
Owie.
And,
no messing around.
And we're looking at 4 cards in graveyard now, so 3 more spells to get some extra value here off of the Tursa. But, I mean, more importantly, Josh was just able to get in for a ton of damage there.
That was a lot, because that was, what, 4 double strike damage? So
yeah, Hron's down to 7 here.
Yowza. So about that board wipe, we got one of them, maybe? No?
It's a double black to use. Did Hron get one?
No, he didn't get one.
No, that was Madness. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Ooh.
Arishan.
Not great here.
Yeah.
The Arishan Sun Shield.
Yeah.
It does slow down some Tursa shenanigans from happening, right? And it is a 3/4, so hey,
it's a decent blocker, yeah.
Yeah, it does block the Tursa Lightbringer pretty well, but if Josh has any spells, this Brushmaster is still highly, highly problematic.
Yeah, it's just gonna run away with things. You know, by itself, it's still decent. You know,
right.
The Equilibrium Adept needing 2 spells to get double strike is a lot tougher.
Yep.
To get it going, but yeah, this Brushmaster is pretty sweet. Josh is having a big think about this. Where are we going?
Yeah, 4 lands, lots of options here. And it all just kind of depends on what he's working with in terms of interaction. Oh, okay, no interaction here.
Just a Poise Practitioner.
Is it just a creature and a go? Wow, okay, so Hron, he's got to breathe a huge sigh of relief after that turn just because Josh wasn't able to find a spell here to push through more damage because that would have put Hron in a lot of trouble. So now Hron does have the ability, if he can find more lands, does have the ability to just tap down the Brushmaster. That is the most problematic creature because, again, if Josh plays anything, we're looking at a 3/5 double striker.
I think Hron drew the Dragon's Prey, so that's a clean answer for the Brushmaster. Hopefully no counter magic from Josh's side of things to thwart that plan. Jeskai, Devoted Duelist, excuse me.
Right.
Hasty Friend, likes to ding ya.
Oh, he's playing quick. He's happy about something. Probably chapping the Champion of Doosan. Ooh, this is going to be a lot of damage regardless of the Dragon's Prey. Wow.
And that's going to be, is that, I don't think that's 7 cards.
So Hron's going to go down to 6 here. We have Trigger the Prowess, and we're going to trigger the Flurry on the Practitioner as well.
Yes.
So that's going to be a 3/4 on top of that. So the Champion goes down, you kill the Brushmaster, and then you block
Tursa?
you block the Tursa, and you take 5, and you go to 1.
Jeez.
Because you're going to take 1 here off the Flurry trigger there,
Yep.
and then you're going to get the counter and the Surveil here on top of that.
Block Tursa and kill that.
Surveil, draw, shuffle back in. So yeah, Hron will go to 1, and then the Tursa will get blocked. So you won't be able to get the value there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's still going to put Hron in a really tough spot here. Especially because then Josh just needs to play 2 spells, and then the 2-drop's just going to burn Hron out.
Yep. What? Did we?
No, this is combat.
Oh, okay. I was like, did we attack? What happened there?
Well, Josh was getting ready to attack, but Hron does have the ability to tap something down here if he wants instead of just choosing to block.
Yeah, sure.
But I think just passing is better because this way you can just eat the Tursa.
Yeah. I would prefer to do that if I.
Because otherwise, what are you going to do? Tap down the Brushwag and then kill something else? Yeah. So this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go to 1 and hope to find some way to gain some life here.
Yep. Okay, that kills that.
And hope Josh still has 3 cards in hand. So it's just.
Whoops. Please no.
Yeah.
We don't pay the 1 there.
All right. So Hron has to go. Okay.
That Duelist needs to die.
Yeah. It's like, I need to kill this Duelist first and foremost, or hope Josh can't double spell. Okay, that's big.
That is big.
That is actually huge.
Gain land. Woo! Let's go, baby.
So you don't have to necessarily worry about getting burned out by the Duelist now. So now you can kind of play your game. You can play a creature, maybe a 3-drop, and still keep tap available, and potentially not just die immediately.
Does he have any life gain effects in the deck? Let's see. Alchemist Assistant, he's playing that, but that needs a little time to get going unless he mills it somehow. We've got Stormplane Detainment to be able to get it. Riverwalk Technique can get rid of that thing as well. Piercing Exhale, Knockout Maneuver. There's a bunch of stuff to kill it.
Yeah.
Just got to draw it.
Yeah, but a lot of options here for Hron. I think he might have also had a Whale of War here.
Oh, that would be neat. That gets rid of it.
Could just use that to kill the creature. But might want to do it in response to the first spell if that's what his plan is. I don't actually know what he's going to try to do here, but if his plan is to kill the Duelist. Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Yep. It's incredible.
It's a Dargon.
You get Tursa back.
Ugh.
It has haste. I mean, oh my gosh. Do you cast it too? I think you do.
The thing that comes back from the bin?
Yeah, so then that triggers the Flurry too, right?
I think so. Let's find out. Shiko. Exile target with 3 mana. Copy it. You may cost the copy. Yeah.
Yep.
That's just a Flurry enabler by itself.
Flurry enabler. So that's an extra +1/+1 counter on the Practitioner and an extra damage.
Oh boy.
I don't see how Hron can get out of this one.
Yeah. No.
So they make a token of a Tursa.
Yes.
You take 1. You scry. You have a 4/5, a 2/1, and a 3/3 haster here that you need to deal with. And by the way, there's a giant 4/5 dragon in play too.
Thankfully, the dragon doesn't have haste, but Tursa certainly does.
That would be the card's already kind of it's already pretty obnoxious, but yes.
Yeah. Good grief.
All right, surveil the messenger here.
Can he survive this attack?
I don't know. I would assume he's got some kind of removal spell here.
Yeah. Because yeah, you have to be able to deal with all of them, otherwise you're a little dead.
Yeah. Josh going, okay, well, he's got 5 mana or 4 mana up. Is it better to just be happy with that turn and just continue just developing my board? Because Hron did play nothing this turn.
Yeah.
So he's got to have something, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, also the copy of Terza entering would have still had the same enter effect, right? So he could have rummaged away a couple stuff.
Oh, maybe he rummaged the messenger away.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
But didn't rummage 2 cards, so actually liked
whatever
else was in hand, too.
This ends. Yeah, that's a Whale of War.
Okay.
Phew. Okay, so not dead to that friend. That's a relief. But still a big Shiko Paragon on the way to deal with.
What? I'm curious. Oh, he passed. That's why.
Yeah, no attack.
Wait, no.
Wait. Oh, he tapped it down and
Yeah. That's
whale?
what it was.
Yeah.
Pet tapped. Okay. Because I was like, that Whale of War, the timing of that is awkward unless Josh just passed the turn.
Yeah.
All right, so 2-1 down. There's a giant dragon still in play. You could technically tap it here, but Josh also liked the cards in his hand.
Oh, Stormplane Detainment.
Okay, that's a detainment. Still not out of it here, though.
Does Josh have a way to kill enchantments is the question.
Okay, now Hron's tapped out.
Oof.
So if you can get a couple of removal spells, that would be great. Oh, Narset's Rebuke. That's big. And do you have a follow-up spell? A follow-up removal spell would do it. Oh, and that's enough.
Oh, my. All right. Was that Riverwalk technique? Guess flying?
No, that's the singing. It's the 1 blue enchantment that taps things. I'm not the biggest fan of that in general, but if you're an aggressive flurry deck, it is a good card to play because it's a really cheap spell that enables your flurry and taps things down.
Yeah, Ringing Strike Mastery. I almost said. I want to say a big thank you again to everyone who has helped make this event possible, especially to our sponsors, Beckett and Dragon Shield. If you need your stuff kept safe, Dragon Shield is the way to go. And if you want to get it graded and stuck in a big old slab, well, go send your cards to Beckett. All right, so players get to consult their sideboards. Let's see if we can spot anything that might be helpful here for either player. I don't think we're going to see Kotus much. Heritage Reclamation, that kills Artifact Enchantment, something else, right?
And exiles cards out of the graveyard. So you could use it to kill the Stormplane Detainment, I suppose. That's one thing that you can do. But, you know, when I look at Hron's list, I just don't see a ton of good cards for the matchup. I think he's kind of just playing most of the decent cards that he had available to him.
Yeah.
One thing he's really hoping to get is just Warden of the Grove in play on turn 3.
Yeah, please, that'd be great. While the players are sideboarding, let's take a quick look at their deck lists. Able to get these built up quickly. So take a look. This is what Mike Hron ended up building. It looks pretty solid, just at first glance.
Yeah, it looks solid, but I mean, it does definitely feel like he got cut off a little bit here because you're just kind of playing cards in all the colors, and typically, and his mana isn't perfect.
Yeah.
So I feel like he just kind of had to make do and just kind of put all the cards and make something happen here. It looks like it ended up being a green-white base deck with some black cards here as well. Looks okay, but it does feel like there was a lot of competition over these colors.
Absolutely. Let's take a look then at Josh's deck, see what he's working with. See the Anafenza there. Plenty of blue stuff.
I imagine those forests are mountains, I would guess.
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah, unless he just wants to challenge himself in this event in general there. But yeah, this is also solid. The Shiko really goes a long way here.
Yeah.
Some of the interactions are okay. There's definitely some filler level cards in here as well. We look at the 2 copies of the Aegis Sculptor.
Yeah.
Humbling Elder and Ringing Strike Mastery are both just kind of okay cards. You don't love to play those either. And then Seize Opportunity is also fine as a card draw effect, but you're playing a bunch of copies. You'd, especially in this type of deck, I think you'd much rather have something like a Focus the Mind as your card draw effective choice.
No Bewildering Blizzard. We're ready to jump back into the action here. Josh Morton picking up the first win in round number 9. Gets things going with the Frontier Bivouac. 2 colors got now for Hron and the Sultai Devotee to access black mana when needed.
All right, so Hron's at least got all the mana that he needs, all the colors.
Devoted Duelist in for 2. He's back.
Little haster, do we block? Oh, nope. Hron must have a reasonable creature to block with here. Imagine an Anafenza.
Oh.
Flash, it's got first strike, right?
Yeah. First strike. That'd be awesome. Champion of Dusan.
Or just try to race. You are on the play. Beat down.
Josh Morton reminds me a little bit of Nathan Stoyer.
Yeah.
A bearded Nathan Stoyer. Poise Practitioner hits the board now for Josh. So double spelling next turn, certainly a possibility with what he's got in the deck.
Yep. Now Hron still has a clean attack where if Josh wants, Josh can choose to trade. But that's basically it here. I do see a Salt Road Pack Beast, I think, in Hron's hand. So if you can find land number 4 and play that this turn, that would be pretty solid. But just finding getting the Wayfarer here instead, finding a land maybe.
Yes. Ooh, okay, sweet.
Now this just all really depends on whether or not Hron has another 2-drop here, and in terms of whether or not he wants to get the Scoured Barrens.
Yeah.
He does have the Black Source here from the Devotee, but if the Devotee dies, maybe not.
Big problems.
Yeah.
But decides to go for the untapped land, so planes down.
Yeah, Piercing Exhale here would just be nice just to get a bunch of damage through.
Yep. Just going to send the champion, and Josh will happily trade with Poise Practitioner. So.
Yeah. And 1 damage will trample over.
Yep.
Hron now has the ability to renew, put a +1/+1 counter on something, or hey, just get another Devotee in play.
Nice, yeah. I don't need no black mana.
Does Josh Morton have
fine.
Does Josh? Nope. I was doing a Twin Bolt check. Just seeing if Josh Morton has a Twin Bolt, because that would be kind of insane here.
That would be backbreaking.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, he's not in the colors, but a Whale of War of his own.
Man, this Einok Wayfarer is just Devoted Duelist's worst nightmare. You play that thing, you get your value, and it's just
like, come at me, bro.
It's just a 1/1. What do you want to do? And not a lot of great options, at least in terms of attacking. Like, I just can't imagine Josh has a good attack here. Oh, and just pass. So now Hron needs to be mindful of counterspells. Just think about, okay, he did play the Denial. So just if you can afford to play around, and this is what makes Hron such a great player, when you keep up mana, he can just kind of figure out exactly what you have, and he will do everything in his power to play around it if he can.
Yep. And get you to use it on something he doesn't care about.
Exactly.
There is the Durgar Island Dragon that can tap a thing. If we go to combat first.
Yeah, can certainly do that. Now Hron has the ability to renew. Doesn't look that great, though, because if you renew on any of the creatures you haven't played, it still trades with the Duelist. There is the Swamp. Do you want to play a 3-mana card? The 3-mana spell is safe to play against both Dispelling Exhale, no dragons. Oh, and getting very, very aggressive here. If Josh has something, forcing him to actually cast something. If not, he's just happy to pass priority here, dealing 3 damage.
So Hron doing a decent job of chipping away at Josh's life total. Josh isn't doing anything.
Yeah, I feel like that tap land on turn 4 might have really hurt him. Oh, this will get countered. Yep.
That's
okay.
Right.
And I think Hron kind of expected it, but it was likely the only option that he had there.
Yeah, Dragback Lancer, Flappy 3/4. Excuse me, 3/3.
We're in Brushmaster territory.
Oh. Just an Aegis, though.
That is an Aegis Sculptor. So currently a 2/3 flying Ward 2 creature there. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can exile 2 cards and put a +1/+1 counter on this. So right now, you can still safely attack with the Sultai Devotee.
Yeah.
And maybe Hron has some way to deal with this. There's 3 cards in Josh's graveyard here.
Nice.
Okay, little Pack Beast.
Get some extra cards here for Hron. I wonder what his sealed deck was yesterday.
I don't know. Given that he's 8-0, it's probably really good.
Really good,
That would be my guess. Probably has one of the top 5 rares of the set in the deck. Usually that's what it takes to go undefeated. You have to be, not only really good, but you also have to open a really nice pool.
If Nick interviews him, I'm going to ask him to ask.
Yeah.
Righty, so Age of Sculptor, a decent blocker.
Yep, 3-4. We'll trade with the Pack Beast.
Okay. Durgar Island Dragon decides to
Oh.
say, sit please. So
Main phase, okay. I bet in that instance, Josh kind of wishes that the dragon would end up in the graveyard just to have extra food for the sculptor. Yeah, but firing that off main must really be digging for something. Ooh, it's going to take a lot of damage here.
He's getting feisty. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Oh,
there it is.
Nice.
Now, if
This thing is-
Hron has a removal spell here,
Oh.
that would be pretty tough here. If you can find a piercing exhale,
Yeah.
target the devotee.
Effortless Master is just so rough.
It is very, very large.
It's like a 6/5 or something when it enters.
Yeah, when you flurry it, it is a 6/5 creature with menace, I believe.
Is it
Or vigilance?
Vigilance, yeah.
Vigilance,
Gross.
excuse me. Okay, Dragon's Prey, maybe? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. And this is a lot of damage coming in.
Nice.
You also can renew to get for extra points of damage if you don't have another play this turn.
Yeah, it's a 2/1/1 counters and trample or 1/1/1 counter.
It's just 2 mana for 1/1/1 counter and a trample counter.
Yeah.
So if you put it on the Pack Beast, it's pretty nice because
Yeah.
you turn it into a 5/4 trampler.
That's pretty sweet.
It's also not bad on the devotee because trample plus death touch is a nice combination too.
Tis indeed. For anyone who doesn't know that interaction, 1 point of death touch is the only thing needed to kill something, so anything extra is going straight to face. Oh, nice,
Yep.
okay.
Filtering the mana through the devotee and just putting a +1/+1 counter. It's like, I'll put the counter where I want, please. Thank you. All right.
So what's that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, so
Round
Josh is
5.
at 5. He's got a 4/5 sculptor, but can't imagine he's going to be going for an aggressive attack here. Probably just wants to keep the sculptor back. And
Yeah.
even if he can block the Pack Beast here, we're looking at 6 damage, so that's lethal. So Josh does need to add more to the board here or find some removal spells.
Nice, Molten Exhale.
Oh, wow. Killing the Death Touch creature.
And then, nice.
Huh.
Monastery Messenger getting the exhale back. So that was a
Okay.
pretty neat sequence there from Josh.
No, that was good. Now remember, we can still put a +1/+1 counter on the Pack Beast, and it would have trample.
Yeah.
So Josh would probably have to trade with the Sculptor to actually just be able to block reasonably, which I think Hron that's a decent trade for Hron.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that Sculptor can get potentially out of hand here.
It obviously needs, food in the graveyard. It's not like the Warden that just keeps ticking up and up and up and up.
Right. Now, and yeah, but depending on what else Hron has available here, because right now, at least from what we know, there is a +1/+1 counter. If you put that on one of the 2-power creatures, Josh can still block 2 creatures and will only take 2 damage here. Go down to 3.
Something of consideration in hand, but going for the renew on the Champion of Dusan.
Yep, I imagine this is going to go on the Pack Beast here.
Yep. So Pack Beast is now 5/4 with trample.
Yep. And Josh has to block. Yep. And this is a forced block. There is a Molten Exhale as well. What can Hron follow this up with?
Yeah, 4 mana available. Did pick up a couple of the reputable merchants.
Yep.
It's just passing the turn back now. Possibly holding on to a fight spell of sorts or removal.
Flurry. Oh, how many? Oh, wait, not enough cards in the graveyard.
Yeah, no,
but this is still a lot of damage coming in. Hron's got to have something here, right?
So 5.
Takes 5. Wow,
nothing.
What is he working with in hand?
Oh, that's the Warden, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got the Warden.
No, could have played that last turn, though. Unless he just drew the Warden.
I might have just drawn it. One, two. Okay, kicking us off with another Wayfarer.
Okay.
Tomb Guard in the bin.
Ooh.
Champion in the bin. That's nice. And a Jade Cost Sentinel.
Didn't hit a land, though, so the Wayfarer is a 2-2. Might have preferred it to be a 2-2 anyways.
Yeah.
That is a low. Can you imagine if Hron had an Aegis Sculptor in play?
Wow.
He would have food for days.
That would be an overfed bird. You'd get a call from the bird police, no doubt.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And the follow-up. Hey, Warden of the Grove.
Yeah, could have put a counter on the Merchant maybe and attack. Oh, can still do that, actually, with the land. Okay. Yeah, so you exile the Champion of Duzon, target the Merchant, attack for 3. And Josh probably takes it here, but it's kind of annoying. And this is a close little race here. Hron at 8, Morton at 2. We do have a 3-3 and a 2-2 to block the ground.
Nice.
So even with a removal spell, Hron can still chump, or if he takes it all, it still goes down to 3. Oh!
Seize opportunity.
Seize opportunity. What does he find? Oh, a bounce spell.
Oh, nice. Ireni's rebuff.
Ireni's rebuff is definitely good here. Can bounce the Warden. That's probably where you want to point that.
Yeah, that is certainly the biggest issue to deal with on the board here.
And probably not going to harmonize. Maybe just attack. I guess you could technically harmonize if you want, but just 2 and pass. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Responsible line, responsible plays.
Yeah. And the Merchant here can still attack. It would trade with the Tursa,
Yeah.
and then you can put the counter on the Wayfarer. But then Josh could bounce that potentially.
Yeah. Rebuff is a sorcery, right?
It is a sorcery.
Yeah. Okay, so Warden comes back. No, we still have one more champion, right?
Ooh. Hron has
Oh,
a maneuver in
nice.
hand as well. Oh, that is huge.
Oh, that'll do it. All right, game 1. Oh, excuse me, game 2 goes to Michael Hron. So tying things up here in round number 9 of Magic Spotlight Dragons. That was a sweet game.
Yeah.
Friends, if you would like to join us at one of these sweet SCGCon events, come and join us in Minneapolis, May 2nd to 4th. It is going to be a regional championship, but it's not just that. There's plenty of things to do here. You can play Commander, you can draft, you can do cosplay stuff, you can see artists. Basically whatever you want out of Magic, you can get at one of these events. So hopefully we'll see you in Minneapolis.
Are you a shake hands in between games kind of player?
No, I shake at the end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the normal thing. I've seen multiple
Or fist
times.
bumps.
I've seen multiple times so far. It's like good games. Let's go to game 3. I'm like, I got one handshake for you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's at the end. Win
Yeah.
or lose, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. I fist bump now because everyone's gotten a little bit weird about handshakes, pandemics, etc.
Also, yeah, I often get sick after one of these conventions. Fist bump is probably the correct approach. Unless your team handshake.
Well, yeah.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
It would be
just have to.
it would be very off-brand. Yeah.
Team fist bump just doesn't sound right.
Maybe.
TFB.
Team fist bump would be more appropriate, a few years ago.
True. Although we weren't playing in person then, so.
That's true.
What weird times we've lived through, huh?
Sure have.
Players consulting the sideboards here, seeing if there's anything else to bring in.
And this Abzan deck, one thing, it's really scrappy.
It is, yeah.
Just well-timed renew effects or +1/+1 counters just really messes up combat math.
I want to see this Warden with the Loxodon in play. That would be awesome.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, if you just play a turn 3 Warden and it doesn't die, the game ends very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now Josh is on the play. We'll have access to more counter magic to use for the Warden. And Josh does have a decent number of interaction, I think.
Yeah, he's got
So.
the Humbling Elder kind of meh.
There's a Molten Exhale, Narset's Rebuke.
Yep.
Which.
Spectral Denial, Urani's Rebuff.
Okay, so maybe not a million removal spells.
Yeah, doesn't seem like there's very many clean answers. Narset's Rebuke obviously being one of them, along with Molten Exhale. But outside of that, it's kind of just. But I mean, to be fair, Josh's gold cards are nutty.
They are very strong,
So,
especially the Shiko. If Josh could just find and draw the Shiko, it's going to give Mike a really, really tough time.
It's a really sweet card.
Yeah.
Here's a look at Josh's list once again. The main deck that was submitted.
Yep, really solid mana there. You see 8 blue sources plus a Jeskai Monument, so that's 9 blue, 6 white, and 8 red. Yeah, so just really, really good mana base here. Getting that Tri-Land and the Monument. I mean, the monuments are just
They're
all
excellent,
great.
yeah.
They're just so strong. And we even saw Hron take one second pick, I think, right?
The
I don't
Solar
think,
Monument?
and I don't think it ended up in his deck.
No, I don't think so.
But he did take
didn't
one.
Play Kotus.
He didn't. I don't think he played the Kotus, right? He took that thing really early. I'm surprised he didn't put it in there, especially with the 2 Sultai Devotees. I don't know what that
He
was.
was getting cut out of blue a bunch. I
Yeah,
guess.
what I mean is with a Sultai Monument and 2
Yeah.
Devotees, you can.
Easily.
Wow, just turn 1, huh?
Nice.
Look. Oh, he's
Woo!
beat down.
Let's go.
Now, I will say this works a lot against the really slow green decks. Hron does have his own decent mana curve, so he will be able to put up somewhat of a fight here. He's got plenty of 2-drops to play here, but this is still a lot of damage for sure.
Yeah. Let's see the knockout maneuver in hand.
Oh.
Wayfarer. Jeez,
All right.
have some lands, why don't
Get
you?
a forest here. He could choose not to
Yeah.
if he has enough lands because that lets you block the Humbling Elder. But it's rough if Josh maybe just has some way to get it through and he's like, you know what? I'll take the 1. I'll take the 1. That's fine.
Yeah, and the Devoted Duelist is the bigger problem. That you
Yeah,
can try to
absolutely.
easily-
Oh, my God. What is this
Jeez
1, 2,
Louise.
3?
Okay,
No discard. Oh, my.
here we go. 4 damage. That is Tersa Light Shadow that just hit the board. Hasty 3/3.
Okay.
That's nasty. Good grief. Hron might not get to do anything in this game.
Yeah. He had a 2-drop, but I guess needed to have that be a Sultai Devotee instead.
Yeah,
Wow.
Death Toucher would have been excellent there.
And the fact that Josh kept everything in his hand.
Yeah,
Oh, my
he
goodness.
must have an absolute banger of a hand.
Yeah. I'm saying there's at least like a Molten Exhale.
Yeah.
There's at least a Molten Exhale and possibly a Seize Opportunity as a combat trick in hand. Because the Seize Opportunity, if Hron just taps out for some creatures, I can see Seize Opportunity being really strong.
There's another mode to it.
Yeah. Well, with this kind of draw, it's great. You know.
I don't read all the card. I just know it exiles things.
You just know. Yeah. You just know draws cards.
Ah, 2 creatures get +2/+1. Okay,
right.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like a what's that card called? Trumpet Blast of old.
Yeah, like a mini Trumpet Blast type effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But better.
Okay. Well,
Alrighty. Reputable Merchant hits the board. Where's
Maybe-
the counter going?
maybe just on the Merchant because to trade with the Tersa. But like, you know, this is not going to end well.
It's not
but
gonna live
yeah.
long.
Josh probably just. I wouldn't be shocked if he has a removal spell and the ability to flurry here, given the
Yeah.
fact that you discarded no cards with the Lightbringer. Oh, this could be the Bell Strike as well. That would be really strong here. Just tap down the Reputable Merchant forever, basically, at
Yeah.
least within the context of this curve. Oh, it's just a dragon.
Durgar Island Dragon.
Oh, and that's not good. You tap down the 1/1, which means he's probably got to land into Molten Exile here or something.
Oh.
Yeah, he left up the red mana here, so.
Yeah.
And he was pretty confident about everything. So I think this is going to be land removal spell here.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, bounce.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Urania's rebuff, sure.
No, but I mean, this is take 3,
Another
6, 7 damage.
Yeah.
Hron goes to 6. And the thing is, there was just nothing Hron could have done.
Yeah.
He just played a creature turn 2 and turn 3.
Jeez. This is the curve you want to see if you have to resort to a straight beatdown plan. with
Yeah,
Jeskai.
this is just how you tempo people out. It's pretty
Yeah.
hard to string together draws like this, but hey, that's
It
what
works.
makes Tersa so incredible. That haste.
Yeah. Jeskai has quite a few hasty critters. It's just Boros in disguise, so.
Yeah.
Boros with counter magic. Good lord. Pretty rough beats here for Michael Hron. It is looking like Josh Morton is going to remain undefeated.
Okay.
Alchemist Assistant hits the board. It is a lifelinker. Does it get to stay? And we see Dispelling Exhale.
No dragons in hand.
Yeah. No dragons in hand.
But you gain 2 life.
2 life gained.
All right, that's a nice way to... Yeah, Josh, you used a lot of cards, so maybe...
Piercing Exhale, excuse me.
Yeah, used a lot of cards. All right, go for the double block here.
Yeah.
Hron's definitely double blocking.
Oh, absolutely. This thing needs
If Josh has a trick, Josh has a trick, but Hron's definitely double blocking. Yep. No, that makes sense. And now you just attack with both.
Yeah, because you have a crappy block here either way.
Yeah, Hron probably just takes it.
Yeah, 4. Pet comes back, but Pet needs a better target. Needs a big target. It doesn't give any 1/1 counters.
Right. Yeah, you want to go... Well, let's see. If you can find another swamp, then you can go Reputable Merchant, make it a 3/3 and put
give it
lifelink. That would be nice. But there's also Nareni's rebuff in the graveyard. So if you kind of go all in on one creature with lifelink, it's not really going to work that well for you either.
No. Well, he's certainly fighting the good fight here, staying in there as best as possible.
Yeah.
Gained 4 life. Goes down to 4, taking the damage. This Enoch Wayfarer is just staring down an absolute onslaught here from Josh Morton.
Yeah, if Hron could find... What Hron really wants is just a way to cleanly kill the Tursa Lightbringer. Because it looks like Josh just has a million interactive spells. And wow, Josh did pass with, what, 3 mana up?
Yeah.
So, could have to counterspell, although I think at this point Hron's not really in a position to play around anything.
No.
Has a Pack Beast in hand, but can't play that either. Costs 5 mana.
I think he's played a land. Does he have a land to play?
He hasn't played a land. So if he's got one, he can play it.
Yeah.
But I think he's just thinking through all the options here.
Tap land or try land?
Gain land would also be totally fine.
Those came in clutch yesterday for quite a few players.
Absolutely.
They got through the first 2 games so quick. Definitely can take his time
in
the tank here.
Absolutely. Even at 8-0, because the field was so big, you still need a really, really good record. You still need to have, you know, something like a 3-2-1 finish or something along those lines to still make the top 8.
Yeah. Forest for turn.
Okay, so did find a land. Certainly helps. You still can't go Reputable Merchant plus counter. Oh.
Okay.
And now if Josh has anything, I mean, this could potentially be it. We'll see.
This could be game over, yeah.
But he did use the 1 Molten Exile in the deck, but he's got Narcissus Rebuke as well. If you can go Rebuke the Pack Beast into something.
Yeah.
Or even if you just Rebuke the Pack, Oh, and we're just bouncing the Pack Beast, which is actually not bad. You chump.
It's not terrible, yeah.
You chump, but hey, this gives Hron a little more time to maybe find a removal spell, a Dragon's Prey, something of that nature, a gain land here. You can't play the Pack Beast anymore. Cost 6 mana.
That went better than expected.
That did go better than expected. Josh just going, please just stop playing things. I'm so close.
You're gotta work for it, yeah.
And Hron's got like 6 cards in hand. He's got a lot of options here.
Yeah, he's like agonizing over what to do.
Yeah. So Pack Beast not an option. We know about Reputable Merchant. Can he play 2 spells this turn?
That would be ideal.
Unlikely because he didn't do it last turn.
Yeah. Or...
Unless he drew 2 spells to play. Okay.
Okay. Arishin Sunshield, excuse me.
1 black. You can't really do anything unless you have a Caustic Exile here. So 3/4 is an excellent sizing here too. If Josh doesn't do any... Oh, Josh has nothing here. He does play an Aegis Sculptor, but that's a flyer.
Yeah.
But most importantly here, Hron did not take any damage that turn. 3/4 brick walling the Lightbringer here. Now we need an answer to this flyer.
Yeah, he does have a copy of Desperate Measures in the sideboard, so, you know, neat little combat trick if needs be. This bird needs to die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh hasn't found any of the multicolor cards yet.
Right.
Does he have white mana? Does
Yeah,
not.
just played a Windscarred Crag, I believe.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, the issue right now is just Hron is obviously in no position to make an attack just yet, but just still like slowly adding to the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
And this means the Sculptor will be able to get in for at least 2 damage here, but Hron just wants to build the board here, have a bunch of stuff in play, because you don't want to just lock up 3 mana every single turn to tap down the Sculptor.
No.
Just enact your game plan, take the 2 here, make sure you have a good board so that next turn maybe then you can...
Oh, double Sculptor.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Danger.
So that is lethal.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the tapper, but you're still taking 2 damage here. What can Hron do? Now keep in mind, Hron does have the Alchemist in the graveyard,
Yes.
the assistant.
Give life
So
link.
so you could just target the champion now. Even if you trade with the Lightbringer, you're still gaining 5 life.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
I would very much be interested in that line here for Michael. Whew. Let's see him having a look over at the graveyard, considering that.
Yeah, and then if the champion dies, you still have the ability to move an
Yeah.
extra +1/+1 counter somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It might be time here. Yep.
Yep.
Gain some life.
Thanks, pet. You're a good monkey. So exile that. Lifelink counter on the champion.
Oh, does he have something else?
Ooh.
Oh,
That's big.
That is huge. Oh my gosh, that's gaining 6 life here for Hron.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. He has completely swung the race now. Now you can attack for an additional 6 points of damage, go up to 15. Wow. Oh, and one thing Hron can also consider doing here is tapping down the 1/2 so the Sculptor doesn't grow and just attack for 6. Right? If you just don't want Josh to maybe chump block with the 1/2, that is on the table. You could consider doing that.
Oh, man.
Oh, just attack with both.
That was disgusting. I love
Wow.
it. Good. Monkey, good.
What a turn here. Hron playing very patiently, waiting for the
Yeah.
right moment. Josh fired off the bounce spell here. So that's this champion of Doosan is fairly safe. Up to 15. He is now winning the race.
Sure is. 15 to 12 now. Oh, how the turns have tabled. Good
Yeah,
grief.
I actually thought Josh might have wanted to consider blocking the 3/4 there.
Yeah.
Take 3 less damage and then grow the Sculptor.
Yeah.
Right, turn it into a 3/4.
That would
Oh
have been,
my.
that could have been a consideration there.
Yeah, and Josh just looks like he's kind of out of gas here. So now it's just kind of firmly on Hron's side. Doesn't have to worry about just dying to just some random flurry of spells. You can just start attacking here if you want. Josh doesn't even have any good blocks. He can double block with the Age Sculptors, but that's kind of a terrible spot to be in. Wow, attacking with both.
Nice. I like it. The turtle's just hanging out.
Yeah, just
Turtle, not yet. Double block.
Oh, that is just an awful, awful feeling because these flyers are kind of your only path to victory here, I think. Now, at this point, Josh is just kind of on the draw Shiko plan or bust.
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
And if Hron has a trick here, it's
I think he might. It's, it's just a pack beast in there, I think.
He definitely has a pack beast. But the thing is, you're also just happy with this trade, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but he's going for something.
And
oh.
Woo!
Jeez.
Finally, we see her. Anafenza.
What is this?
That's the other
That's
Anafenza.
the other.
Yeah. It's the evil twin.
Oh, man.
Good grief.
Okay.
So, Josh gets to endure twice. Endure 2 twice.
Right. And Hron endures once.
Yes.
Okay.
Just go wide, right? You have to.
Yeah. Josh explaining how, the judge explaining how this interaction will work.
Yeah. Oh, wait, it's another oh, it's you control, yeah. I was about to say, they see you, no, they don't see each other. Wow, okay.
Okay, 6/6 first striker. What do you want to do, Mike?
Go what? Go what?
Mike only gets 1 trigger here.
Yes,
Makes a little
nice.
token. Okay.
And now we just tap down the
Well, it can't tap down now because
Well,
the
no,
tapper
no.
attacked.
Yeah, yeah, but like next turn to get in for
Sure,
more
sure.
damage, just tap that guy down, right?
Yeah.
Is that 1/2?
Well, yeah. It depends on how patient Hron wants to be here. Okay, countering the pack beasts, sure.
Sure.
Oh, so actually, Josh did have a couple extra tricks up his sleeve.
Did, yeah.
They had the end of it, but remember, Hron's at 21 now, right? And so, like, you can attack with the 6/6. Hron just takes it.
Yeah. No,
Goes. He's
no.
kind of happy with this attack, I think.
I'm at 15.
15. I mean, you can block with the merchant too. You block with the merchant and just endure again and move a counter.
Yeah.
That's also perfectly reasonable to do here.
Yeah, just buff up the team to get like spread out your power evenly.
Right. You actually get an extra power and toughness by blocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Just throw the merchant under the bus. Move a counter onto something else.
Yeah, so Hron now just kind of figuring out where he wants to put the counter. And then, of course, likely going to make another 2/2 here.
And then tap down the Elder and whip.
That's not lethal.
That's not lethal.
Yeah. I think it's completely reasonable to just kind of play it patiently. You don't need to do that. You just have your creatures now. You can make a good attack. And then now on Josh's turn, that's when you just want to keep tapping down the Anafenza.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if Hron finds a pump spell of some kind. Although now you have 2 birds, so that doesn't really work either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sacrificing that, so.
Now, the nice thing here is Anafenza does have first strike, so there's no good block. Like, Hron can just attack with the Anafenza, and it's totally fine.
Yep.
Actually, probably just wants to attack with everything and keep the tapper back for the Anafenza specifically.
Yeah.
But players do need to speed up just a little bit now.
Yeah.
We have a real game here. Hron looks like he's slightly ahead here, but only 3.5 minutes left.
Something to keep track of in events like this. You don't just have unlimited time.
Right.
So 3 blockers, 4 potential
Whoa.
attackers. Ooh.
A 5-drop? Oh,
Locks it
my.
on, Battle Priest.
Okay.
So still 3 mana up to be able to tap a thing.
No, this is not close to lethal, so he's
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
he's not gonna do that.
Yeah, but I mean for Josh's turn.
It's 1 mana to tap, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's 1 mana.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
it's
it was
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a bit expensive.
Trample counter on the Anafenza.
Ooh, nice.
From that, you still have the mana to tap, and then you can also get another counter here from the Battle Priest. Are we distributing the counters? Yep.
Yeah.
I like this. An attack with everything.
Nice.
All right. Yep. Block everything. Endure.
It's non-token creature, right? Oh, that's going to do it.
Yep.
So, Michael Hron fights back here in astounding fashion. That life gain. That champion, man.